What's up? Welcome back to the channel, man. You're joining me for a late night ride and a talk. It's gonna be good fun. We've got beautiful weather in Bangkok. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect. We got the Triumph Scrambler 900. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's go for a ride around, man. Some night aesthetics. Let's roll, man. Such a beautiful sounding bike. It's a little bit dark down these streets, but it clears up. Late night ride is something that it's one of the best feelings and most peaceful, calming, sort of solitude inducing moments. If that makes sense, you know. It's something I wish you all could feel and experience, let alone just riding itself. Riding itself is just, it just feels like you are outside of life. It feels like you're just living on the edge of like reality and fiction, you know? I hope you all get to experience it. Just simply riding a bike, man. One of the few times where you just don't really think about much. Closest thing to meditation that I've ever experienced. Beautiful area, this bit. I love it. The palace. Now it's pretty wild. Whenever I get the chance to do this, go for a late night ride like this, that's really when I think, like, wow, what a crazy year it's been, you know? So much has changed. So much. Like at an insane level. From 13, 14 months ago, packing my lunch and cooking meals for the next day, getting ready to go back to work at construction, and then now living, my base is in Thailand and I travel, like I go to different countries to make videos, and there's a bat. That's just wild. I've got this text on the front of my phone, on the phone screen. You'll see it in a bit when I put my phone back here, but it says, nothing changes if nothing changes. That is a saying for me that has been so influential and so true to what I've done, and this whole process of, you know, like life is 180 degrees different, just completely changed. So it's a nice reminder, and it's a saying that you can apply to anything, really, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're in construction, you can relate to this completely, you know, like you talk to people on the job site, they've got all these ideas, they're going to do this, they're going to do this. The only action they're taking is just making sounds out of their mouth. know, at some point, you just got to grab your balls and go and chase what you want to do. Like, don't even talk about it. Don't bother wasting the energy of putting it out and trying to convince other people. Make yourself believe it by just doing it. No one's going to go and do what you want and chase your dream. It's yours. Don't try and convince other people of it, because they can't see the vision that you have. That's why it's your goal and your vision. Interesting time period for now that I'm not even that old, but I mean, I feel old. I actually don't even know how old I am. 25 or 26? I'm 20, bruh. I'm 25, I swear. Yeah. I don't know. I've forgotten. That's embarrassing. But also, who cares? It's just a number, man. I think I'm 25. That's hilarious. I was born in 1999, September. Looking back on the last few years, like, you worry so much, at least in my case, I worried so much about not knowing what I wanted to do, you know. Finished high school, had no idea what I wanted to do. Said to myself, I am not doing construction. That is not what I'm doing. Fast forward 7 years, I was in construction for 7 years. But having that mindset, although you might think it's bad, I don't think it did me any disharm, because of that mindset, not knowing what I wanted to do, it just put me in a position where I wanted to try heaps of things. I wanted to learn heaps of stuff. You know, I was never satisfied with just doing one thing, just doing construction. I just knew that wasn't it. I knew that there was going to be way more. I think especially with social media and stuff nowadays, you know, you feel that even more, because you see so many different opportunities. You have the luxury to see more opportunities. If you're in that position, if you're younger than me and even older than me, you know, you're still not that old. It's still not old. It's still not too late to do something you want to do. It just feels like as time goes on, it feels like you've got this imaginary rut, this imaginary trench that just keeps digging deeper. Centimeter every day. And then another year goes by and you feel even deeper. You feel more stuck, you know? But it's not the case. Like, all you got to do is just grab your balls and make the change, man. One thing I must say from my experience that is allowed me to do this and to do what I wanted to do, to chase a goal that I had. It's all good to have goals and visions, but at the end of the day, you need to have some sort of finance behind you. You need to have something, some money, because everything costs money. If you have finance, that equals time. You have just given yourself a time buffer in which you can attempt something. So while you're young, I know it's so exciting to buy things, and you know, you've just got your license, you want to get a cool car, maybe you want to get a motorbike. Like, I did all that stuff, right? I made some stupid mistakes. I financed my first motorbike, made a lot of stupid mistakes. And you look back on it and it's like, none of that shit at the time matters. It's you just try and fill a void of like character. you're not too sure who you are or what you want to do, so you just try and seem like you're winning, you know? But it doesn't even matter. Like, it's once you move on from all that shit, once you leave your small bubble, man, you realize how just none of that matters. Like, no one cares, bro, you know? The most important thing is just doing something that you feel like fulfills your soul. Otherwise, people do these jobs, like even construction, like I was in, it was like eating my soul. Like, imagine living and working for 35, 40 years in a job you dislike. Like, that is insane. Like, just actually think about it for a second. I know people shrug it off and go, oh, just suck it up, you know, do what you got to do. And I agree with that. When you're young, do anything you can to make money, because you cannot do anything else if you do not have finance behind you. Work your ass off doing anything, bro. It doesn't matter what you're doing at like 16 to, you know, 30. It doesn't matter. Just do something to get money. Because money equals time freedom. You know, people hang shit on dudes working in supermarkets, people that are cleaners. Like, it doesn't matter, bro. Do anything. Just put your head down, work in your spare time, learn stuff, listen to books, read books, listen to podcasts, you know, expand your knowledge and have more creative ideas. That's what I did anyway. Just do anything. Do anything. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have the first thing you try be the most successful business and make you a millionaire. It doesn't matter. Like, just try. The things you'll learn and the lessons you'll learn, the mistakes you'll make, you'll realize later on in life, all of that just comes together. As you sort of work out what you enjoy doing and what you don't like doing, all your life lessons and all your experience that you've had from just trying things comes together in this big, beautiful recipe. And then all of a sudden you start baking this beautiful cake. I've got no idea where I am. Any younger dudes or, you know, younger gals watching, I can only give experience to the male side of things because I do not have female genitalia. But man, don't be ashamed of working your ass off, saving money, putting money aside. Like, you got to have a safety net. You got to have you're building up your nest egg to then go and launch into other things. It's impossible if you don't have that. A lot of the younger dudes, I get a lot of messages from you guys like asking how to do it, or, you know, I have this much saved, I really want to do YouTube like you're doing. And it's like, man, this YouTube takes a long time. I'm already over a year in. I've spent probably 45,000, 50,000 on everything YouTube related so far. Actually more if you consider the the accident, the 20 odd thousand in car and motorbike pay. But hey, that was a hard lesson, but lesson learned, you know. And after all of the expenses, I think only having 15,000 made takes a long time, bro. It's a business that you have to commit to for a long time, and you'd be surprised the amount of hours you have to put into it. you can do it. It's doable for sure, but just be prepared to be away from family, be away from friends, miss everybody, and have a few years of just people not understanding what you're doing. But that's okay, you know, as long as you've got the vision for it. And be realistic, right? Like, have some cash, have some money for yourself. Otherwise you run out of money and you got to go home with only half the progress made. That would be my 2 cents for all of my friends asking me about, you know, how to do YouTube, how can they do it, can they succeed, you know? That's my 2 cents. With anything, with any sort of small business or anything you want to do, right? Like, just get some cash behind you, man. Work doing anything just to get some cash behind you, to get a net behind you. Those lights are crazy, they're flashing. Epilepsy. I feel like for some people it's hard to not associate solitude and being alone with failure. It's easy for a lot of people to think being alone and being by yourself means that you're not doing the right thing, you know? It's not the case, especially if you're chasing something that is unordinary or on a different path, you know? People aren't going to be there with you, at least at the start. You're going to have to step out from that little bubble that you've been brought up in and completely go off into a new world, right? And you're going to be alone. But on the other side of that, on the other side of doing something uncomfortable and being alone, that's where the biggest growth lies. Like, you're not going to get something different if you're in the same environment. If you're doing the same thing every day and there's nothing different in your life, like, you're not going to get a different outcome, right? It's just, that's a simple calculation. Especially nowadays in the world of social media, for all of my younger friends and younger audience, you know, it's so easy to feel like you're behind. It's so easy to feel like, because, you know, you see social media every day, right? But that's the highlight of everyone's life. It's the best moments. 99% of people on social media don't show you the shittest parts of their life, which is almost every day. You just see the highlighted moments of someone buying something, which is actually a huge achievement that they've been working towards for years, but you see that every day and you think it's like normal, you know? So it's easy for it to fuck up your perception of where you are in life. Because that's what the algorithm favors. It favors the crazy stuff, the people in the top 1%, you know? But as long as you are just focused on at least getting yourself better than you were yesterday, that's all that matters, because you're only competing against yourself. At the end of the day, you die, right? And it's just, you would look back on what you did with your life and you would either be proud of what you did. You wouldn't be thinking about what other people achieved. You'd be thinking, okay, I did all right. I did this, I had a family, I was able to make something good of my life. I was able to look after people, you know, support my children, put my children through school, whatever it is, right? Another thing that I think this is so important, you know, and people seem to get so sensitive about this shit nowadays, but be unapologetically yourself. Be yourself and be proud of that. That's the whole point of being a person. You are your own, you're unique. Don't be afraid of speaking your opinion and having your own thoughts and ideas about things. Like, that's... It gets dangerous when people are afraid to speak their own truth, you know? As long as you're not causing emotional and physical pain to people. I mean, nowadays you can... It's pretty easy to do that, but you know what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to be yourself, man, and be proud of it. Like, that's how people get interested in you, you know? That's how you find love. That's how you find your best friends, because you click, because you're showing who you are and that they can fully trust you and see what you are as a person, you know? Be yourself. And be unapologetic about it. Do your thing, man. Fuck what everyone else thinks. If you're not pissing a couple of people off while you're doing it, then you're probably not doing it loud enough, you know? If any of this resonates with you tonight, there is a quote that I will leave you with from Epictetus. I forget how it goes exactly, but it is something along the lines of, a man is not free if he is not the master of his own mind. This, for me, is so true, and it reflects on discipline. You can grow discipline, you can develop it like a muscle through many different things. Doing things you don't like doing gym, pushing yourself. You grow a section in your brain which is responsible for discipline. If you don't do that, your mind will be controlled by someone else, and you'll be working towards someone else's goal, not your own goal. Sooner or later you'll realize this, the earlier the better. Well, if you made it all this way, thanks for sticking around. Not really too sure if I'm gonna post this. Obviously, if you're seeing it, it's posted. But yeah, you know, just thought I'd take you on a bit of a late night mental break. This is what it looks like for me. Peace out. Good night.